G'day cocktail lovers, it's almost Valentine's Day, or who knows when you're watching, maybe it is, maybe it's after, maybe you just want some nice drinks. I hope you're going to enjoy some of these ones I'm going to make. I'm having a few that I feel it's reasonable to call them Valentine's themed. For me, for something to be Valentine's themed, it has to be one of three things or a combination of them. One would be the colour, like if it's a pink or a red, like roses, it's a traditional Valentine's Day colour. I think that works. Also if it's chocolate, because you know, you give chocolates as gifts on Valentine's Day. I think that works. And also if there's something romantic or maybe a bit naughty in the name. I think those are the things that make something a Valentine's Day cocktail for me. This first one qualifies both in the colour and the name for me. This is called The Rose, and it is a lovely red rose of a drink. Can't go wrong giving a rose for Valentine's Day. I have to admit, I'd prefer this one to the flower. Another potential plus of this is it's comparatively light on the alcohol side because the main feature of it is vermouth rather than a spirit. So you could even enjoy more than one of these without getting too zonked out on Valentine's Day. Here's how you make it. In a mixing glass we put 2 ounces or 60 ml of dry gin. And then we're adding 1 ounce or 30 ml of Kirschwasser or cherry brandy. Finally, I'm putting 1 bar spoon of cherry syrup from my maraschino cherries. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and I'm straining that into a chilled coupe and giving a nice simple garnish, a maraschino cherry on a skewer. And that gives us a rose for Valentine's Day. It's lighter than a lot of cocktails and there's a nice sweetness to it. I could definitely drink a couple of these. This is quite nice. You could also, if you don't have the cherry syrup, although I think most cocktail people would, you could probably even use a jam. You know, get creative, I always say, but this is a good start for Valentine's Day, The Rose. Round 2 of our Valentine's Day cocktails. This is a nice simple one. It's named after a confectionery treat that you might give that someone special on Valentine's Day. This is called a Tootsie Roll, which you don't really see much in Australia, but I know is quite popular in the US. And I like the sound of it. It's essentially a Manhattan variation. We're going to use sherry in place of vermouth in this. And also, honestly, a pretty excessive amount of chocolate bitters. And you know what? I'm going to show you how to make it before I taste it, because I really don't know how I'm going to go with all these bitters. But right here, this is how we make it. In a mixing glass, we put 2 ounces or 60 ml of rye whiskey, and then we add 1 ounce or 30 ml of sherry, and then 6 dashes of chocolate bitters. Yeah, 6 dashes to get it really chocolatey. I'm honestly not sure about this. Then we add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds, maybe a bit longer because I'm really worried about that bitters. And then I'm going to strain it into a chilled Nick and Nora glass and use a maraschino cherry on a skewer as the garnish. I feel like I'm trying quite hard to talk myself into this. I am actually hoping it's good. Let's give it a taste. You know what? That bitters is not too much. It's put in chocolate notes without making it overly sweet. But you're getting a little bit of sweetness and sort of nutty flavour from the sherry that's stopping it from being too bitter as well. This is actually a quite nice, rich drink. A lot boozier than the last one, so be careful if you try this one for Valentine's Day. The Tootsie Roll. And to round out Valentine's Day, why not get between the sheets? Is that all Valentine's Day is? I mean, you know, an excuse to try and get someone between the sheets? Maybe, but there's also this cocktail, which is quite nice. The Between the Sheets, it's essentially a sidecar, which is one of my favourite cocktails, but it's got some rum in there as well to make things a bit more interesting. And the elements in it make for a really nice sour. Now, this also calls for an orange liqueur. Triple sec is often mentioned. I'm using my homemade blood orange liqueur because it's really yum. But altogether, this is a nice. I feel like this is halfway between the two. The first one was very light. The second one was really quite boozy. This one's fairly boozy, but maybe between the two, not just between the sheets. Here's how we make it. In a shaker we do 1 ounce or 30 ml of cognac, or the brandy of your choice. Then we do 1 ounce or 30 ml of a light rum, and 1 ounce or 30 ml of an orange liqueur. To round things out, we're doing 1/4 of an ounce, around 7.5 ml of lemon juice. Add ice to your shaker and shake that for 10 or 15 seconds to chill and dilute the drink. Then we strain that into a chilled coupe, and there's no garnish on this one. I feel like I covered all the bases for Valentine's Day, both with the styles of the drinks and even the names, you know, a rose, a candy, and ending up between the sheets. There are worse things to do, quite honestly. I'm going to finish this off, and you know, who knows where I end up after that. But wherever you are, I hope you're taking care of yourself, and I do hope to see you again soon. Until such time as I do, I will say cheers.